Real Screeners here, coming to you from the west side of El Paso at the Alamo Drafthouse. And here we have Miles Morales, Peter Parker, and Gwen Stacy, who have popped out of the Spider-Verse.
And we're about to grab audiences' real takes on the best animated film of 2018.
We're here at the Alamo Drafthouse in the west side of El Paso, and I am here with Jerome, who just got out of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And so, Jerome, what is your initial reaction to this movie?
All puns intending, it was amazing. It was
The Amazing Spider-Man.
It was The Amazing Spider-Man. It was so good. So good.
Yeah. Okay. Was there, there's a lot of talk about the visuals in this movie, right? What was there a scene that stood out to you without, giving too many spoilers or anything that stood out as far as the visuals? What did you think of the visuals?
Going into the movie, I didn't think I was going to like it. Okay. I'm going to love it just because of Spider-Man, but as the movies progressed and the visuals went on, I was hooked. It was like I was reading a comic book. And I eagerly anticipate any other movies like this. It's awesome. Refreshing. So refreshing.
Awesome. Very cool. Would you consider yourself a Spider-Man fan?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And have you seen the other Spider-Man films, like the Sam Raimi films, Homecoming?
I've seen them all.
You've seen them all. So
much to my chagrin.
Well, I mean, how would you rank this movie in comparison to all the other Spider-Man?
Oh man, I really loved the Amazing Spider-Mans, the Sony ones.
Okay.
But out of all of them, this is number one. This is number one.
Okay.
It's must see.
What do you think gives this movie the edge for being number one?
We didn't get the rehash. We didn't get the got bit by a spider, now I'm Spider-Man, trying to figure things out. This was different Spider-Men, different Spider-Women. It's just awesome. And now you get a deeper universe. It's so cool. It's so cool.
Awesome. Okay, very cool. So on our YouTube channel, we rate our movies using movie reels because we call ourselves the Real Screeners. So 5 reels is the highest rating, 1 reel is the lowest. Okay. So how many reels would you give this movie and why?
I would give it 5.
Okay.
And the main reason is the story was clear and concise. It was fresh. It was new. It was imaginative. The imagery set it apart from everything.
Spectacular.
It was like, wow. It was. I have to see it again. Yeah. I have to see it again. And it was so great. It was so good.
Excellent. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Okay, and thanks for interviewing with us. Okay, thank you.
Have a nice one.
Likewise.
So up right now we have Rafael and Aranza here. So just give us your initial raw reaction, your real take on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
It was a very good movie. Definitely not what I expected, but it was pretty good. Very funny.
Okay. And how about you, Aranza?
I really like the music that they put. It was really good, their playlist.
Now, a lot of people had questions about the animation. At first, they weren't too sure about it. What did you think of the animation?
Everything popped out. Like, for example, if I would punch somebody, it'd be like bow. It'd say like onomatopoeias. It was pretty nice. It looked really good.
Exactly what he said.
Okay. Yeah. Now, there have been a lot of Spider-Man movies out. How would you compare this to the other Spider-Man movies?
I mean, this Spider-Man movie definitely like mixes in different elements. Like, there's different art styles for every different Spider from each universe. So it's pretty interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool how they did it all. Like all the characters and stuff coming together.
Did you have like a favorite scene or a favorite character in the movie?
The last when they were all fighting, that was cool. The colors and the pictures that were all in the scene.
And have you seen a lot of movies this year, Rafa?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. How would you rate this movie among maybe some of the other movies you've seen this year?
Definitely a must watch. Like, it's a different experience, Like, normally superhero movies are like a lot of live action, but I love seeing something new to the table, Like good animation.
Yeah, and this was tremendous animation, wasn't it?
Yes, everything looks so nice. It looked like a comic book. Also, they framed it as a comic book, like different. They sliced the images up, having them go side by side, just to like make it look like a comic.
All right. So on our show with the Real Screeners, what we do is we rate our movies on a scale of 1 to 5 reels, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the best. I'm going to start with Aranza. How many reels would you give this movie?
A 5. I really liked it. Yes, 5.
Okay. All right. A lot of people agree with you. And Rafa?
I'm gonna have to give it a 4.
A 4?
Yeah, I mean, this is a superhero movie after all, and then there was some serious parts, right? Something happens, and I didn't like how they handled it because it was right back to comedy right away. So I don't know.
I see. All right, so you truly have an analytical eye for movies.
No.
You're like, I could just point out some flaws. Okay. All right, well, guys, thank you so much for being on the show with the Real Screeners. Aranza, have yourself a nice evening. Okay, and Rafael, take care.
Thank you.
All right.
We're here at the Alamo Drafthouse on the west side of El Paso, and I have Matt with me, who just got out of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So Matt, tell me, what is your raw reaction to this film?
It was incredible. It was pure eye candy. I just couldn't stop. I couldn't blink. It was so great. The colors were great. The story was spectacular. Brought my wife, who doesn't know that much about Spider-Man. I thought she'd be really confused, and she was like totally into it. So I know it's good for like people who don't, like comics.
Awesome. So would you call yourself a Spider-Man fan?
Oh, dude, yeah. Ever since I was a little kid, I wanted to work for Marvel. I'm a graphic artist. I used to draw Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man so much. Ever since I was like 5.
Awesome. So you've seen probably all the movies, right? Like the Sam Raimi films and Homecoming. So how would you rank this film compared to all the other Spider-Man films?
Honestly, this is number 1, and I'm so surprised because it's animated, and I love animation. It's my first love. This story was spectacular. It was deep, and it was light. It poked fun at some of the other franchises, and I think that was fantastic.
It has some good humor, right?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So was there a particular scene that stood out to you that you found visually striking or anything like that?
I don't want to, give away the end or spoilers, but near the end, it was so spectacular. The colors were really vibrant. It's really trippy. I just couldn't wrap my mind around how they came up with these visuals.
Yeah.
It's something that I couldn't figure out even how to explain to somebody unless I actually sat down and watched it.
Yeah. This movie has received several nominations for the Golden Globes, for the Critics' Choice. I don't know, do you think that it's deserving of its accolades?
I think, yeah, 100%. I mean, if you're into art and you can appreciate what it took to make this, definitely it deserves some types of accolade. Definitely.
Awesome. Okay, so on our YouTube channel, we rate our films using reels because we're the reel screeners. So 5 reels would be the highest rating, 1 reel is the lowest. So how many reels would you give this movie?
Be corny and say more than 5, but I'll go with your guys' rules on 5, definitely.
5 reels.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you very much for your opinion. All right. Have a good evening.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Okay, so next up we have Trinity and Caleb. Let's start with Caleb. I mean, obviously you're a huge Spider-Man fan. Just tell us anything about the movie that you liked.
Let's see. I pretty much liked everything.
Okay, was there something specific you liked, like a certain scene or a certain character, the animation, the colors?
I like the animation.
It kind of felt like a comic book, right?
Yeah.
It really did, and it had like the little pop-up, like the onomatopoeia. It had the little dialogue boxes. Okay, was this more than you expected, or was this pretty much what you thought it was going to be?
It was more than I expected.
Yeah. How would you rank this in all the Spider-Man movies you've seen? Because you seem like you're a big Spider-Man fan.
I would say this is the best movie I've ever watched about Spider-Man.
All right. So you heard it from Caleb. Hey, this is definitely one to watch. All right, Trinity, coming over to you. Talk about this movie. Did it meet or exceed your expectations?
It definitely exceeded my expectations. All the different dynamics and the different stories that it was portraying through each Spider-Man character that there was.
What about the soundtrack? A lot of people are talking about that.
Oh yeah, me and my mom were talking about that at the beginning of the movie. It was really good music.
Okay. And same question I asked your brother Caleb over here. How would you rank this among all the other Spider-Man films that you may have seen?
I'll give it a 7.
Well, I mean, how would it compare to the other ones, though? Is it better? Is it the best one you've seen? The number 2?
It wasn't the best one. I like all the original Spider-Mans because this one had more cartoon, non-realistic characters. But it was a good movie overall.
Okay. All right. So on our show, Real Screeners, what we do is we rank it on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being the lowest, 5 reels being the highest. So how many reels would you give this movie?
A 5.
A 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying that. Okay. All right, Caleb, how many reels would you give this Spider-Man movie?
A 5.
A 5. All right. So obviously we have some very satisfied customers here, guys. Thank you for joining the Real Screeners. We appreciate your feedback. You guys take care. Have a fantastic weekend. Okay. All right. See you, Trin. Take care, guys.
We're here at the Alamo Drafthouse on the west side of El Paso, and I'm here with Robert, who just got out of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So, Robert, please tell me your initial thoughts about the movie.
My initial thoughts were very skeptical because I'm not usually a fan of more animated movies. I'm more a fan of the live-action movies. But since my dad dragged me along with him to see it, I'm glad that he did, especially for the last part since Stanley has passed away, for the final recognition of saying that he has been the creator since, especially because Spider-Man is Stanley's character.
Creation, absolutely, and it's a celebration and homage to the legend that he was, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, but it's an amazing movie. Like I like more live action, but this was one of the animated movies that if I had to go see over and over again, it would probably be this one.
You would. Awesome. Okay. You know, a lot of people are talking about the visuals for this animated movie. What did you think about the visuals? Was there a scene that stood out to you, maybe?
There was definitely one scene, which is the change from normal everyday visuals to the after he got bitten by the spider, that's when you notice it was more of a comic book, where you could see all the letters popping out, the text, all the different sayings like that. Oh, great, he did this or this or this. I mean, that was one of the biggest parts. I thought was one of the amazing
aspects of the movie.
Yes, it was.
Okay, awesome. What did you think about the villains? The way they portrayed the villains in this movie?
It was like the way that they portrayed them was awesome, because usually you wouldn't expect the one person, which was the villain, which is the head villain of Dr. Octavius's daughter. That's the one that I did not expect, and I love that.
Awesome.
Also, I like the way that they did the Scorpion, because they did kind of they made him Hispanic, Latino, so that made it like more
diverse.
Yes,
more diverse. Okay, more diverse. So you've seen the other Spider-Man films, like the old ones with directed by Sam Raimi, Homecoming. So how would you rank this movie compared to the other Spider-Man films that you have seen?
Okay, in comparison of all the other Spider-Mans that I've seen, Homecoming still has a place in my heart in my spot. Number one. This comes in a close second.
Okay, perfect. So we have a YouTube channel, The Real Screeners, and in our channel we rank the films using like reels. So out of I guess like 5 reels being the best, 1 reel being the worst. So how many reels would you give this movie?
This would probably get 4 reels.
4 reels. Okay. So if you had like a flaw with it, what would it be?
Maybe like at some points at the story of the plot, it was a little slow. Okay. If they could have maybe, I guess, like made it a little more upbeat. Okay. But at the same time, you needed to be somewhat slow for like the emotional aspects of it. So it gets 4 out of 5 in my opinion.
Hey, you're a great movie critic. You had some really good insights to say, so we really appreciate it. Thank you, Robert. Okay, have a good evening. Okay, thank you.
All right, so here with us with the Real Screeners, we have David. David, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, I bet you're doing spectacularly, right, since you just came out of watching that Into the Spider-Verse. So let's talk about this. This movie is considered by many to be the best animated film of the year. What do you think about it?
Well, I thought it was different from all those other Spider-Man movies. It was definitely more animated than others.
Yeah. Did you like the fact that it looked like a comic book? I mean, some people have mixed feelings on that.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty strange because like they would go in and out of a comic book. They would like have a comic book and then they would tell the strategies and by seeing the comic book.
Okay. What else did you like about this movie? I mean, we had so many characters in this movie. Were there certain characters you liked?
not certainly like more than other characters, but yeah, they were all good.
Okay. So on our show, The Real Screeners, what we do is we rate our movies on a scale of 1 to 5 movie reels. So 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. How many reels would you rate this movie?
4. It was just like really good, really good.
All right, thank you, David, so much for being on our show. Tremendous answers, okay? You take care.
Thanks.
I am here with Joseph and Ivan, who just got out of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So let me start with Joseph. Joseph, what did you think of this movie?
The movie was awesome. It was amazing, and in my opinion, was one of the best Spider-Man movies made it so far.
Okay, perfect. And so, Ivan, what did you think? A lot of people are talking about the visuals of this movie, like the animation. What did you think about the animation? And do you have like a favorite scene in the movie?
I think it's really different, and I like it because I don't know, it looks cool. So my favorite scene was when, I don't know, maybe when at the end, when I don't want to spoil you.
You don't want to spoil the movie, but the ending.
The ending, yeah.
The ending has a lot of cool scenes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, have you seen the other Spider-Man movies, Ivan?
Yeah.
Okay, so how would you rank this movie compared to the other Spider-Man movies?
First.
The best one? Okay. So, what did you think of the story? Did you like the story? Did you like how there were different, Spider-Men in the movie?
I enjoyed the story, first of all, because of the it was so based on comics. It was not straight up based, but it had some references, and it was correctly made for all the universe to come together.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Did you guys like how it looked like an actual comic book, like come to life?
Yeah.
You like that? Okay. So let's see. In our YouTube channel, we rate the movies with 5 reels being the best and 1 reel being like the worst. So out of 5 reels, how many reels would you give this movie?
5 reels.
5 reels?
Yes.
Okay. You thought it was awesome?
Yes, it's awesome. I mean, from now I've seen, it's I think the best Spider-Man movie made
That you've ever seen?
Yes.
Yeah, compared to all the other ones?
Yes.
Awesome. What about you?
Yeah, me too. I think it's the best one.
The best one?
Yeah.
Okay, so you recommend it? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for the interview. I really appreciate it. Thank you, and have a good night, okay? Who are you tonight?
My name is Gwen Stacy, as it says on my Santa hat. I dyed my hair.
Excellent. And why did you choose to dress up as Gwen Stacy?
It's just who I am. I am her. I didn't choose. This is my outfit.
She chose you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting into the holiday spirit as well?
Yes, sir. Hello, Christmas. Who doesn't love Christmas? All the wonderful love and joy and heroism.
The perpetual season of hope.
The perpetual season of spider season.
What kind of spiders?
Seasonal spiders.
We'll roll with that. We'll roll with seasonal spiders. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for doing this interview, and I hope you enjoy the movie.
Thank you.